Hey buddies, and welcome to Crisis Management. Biggest crisis. We're losing 3k per month. Let's get that resolved. Every single base needs to be evaluated for performance. We are getting almost no mission control from HABs. This one produces a massive surplus. Okay. Unfortunately, I think farms have to go. I think this setup though is fine. If I switch this around to 3 operation centers, this base is basically self-sufficient. We are going to abandon the trade base. Costing me too much, I can't afford it. This base right here I think is necessary for our operations. We're going into turtle mode. We will be laying low and doing our utmost not to attract attention. Eoshar's Regret is a 100% necessary base for us to keep, but we can go ahead and switch to a couple more operation centers. So we're keeping our bases in the outer asteroid belt because it contains a lot of rare metals, most importantly, and a decent amount of fissile stuff. So we're going to be switching to an asteroid belt based strategy where we try to lay low and protect ourselves there. We have 3 bases on Mars. We will be keeping all of those bases because I believe if we do a little bit of shuffling, this produces a significant surplus for us. The big problem that we have is Mercury. Mercury is costing us a lot of money. So we're going to have to delete some of these space labs and instead make way for these nanofactories because we need cash. Okay, so I started mass building nanofactories. By my estimation, this should put us closer to being out of debt. Unfortunately, we won't really know the effects of this for a very, very long time. We need Kazakhstan to build us a ton of mission control. So I'm going to deprioritize basically everything. Yeah, we're just kind of stuck, right? We need mission control. We need everything. Okay, I massively retooled my space economy, and hopefully I can deal with the bleed. Now we need to bide our time and hope. Okay, I guess we let time continue and we pray that the changes that we make do the job that we hope they do. Looks like the alien administration has conquered Mexico. Mexico has fallen, and they're going to just continue on. There's not much we can do about them. I should have dealt with them while they were small and weak. That's the mistake I made. But it doesn't matter anymore, we're holding. The aliens are invading India. I mean, that's kind of good for me. It buys me time to build up my power base. Right, the people of United Northeast Brazil have declared independence from Brazil under my lead. We just got control of another 70 million people with potentially 4.1 development points. First things first, we build ourselves an army. So I'm just looking to sell off any of my old crappy orgs that I have here, like Cilia Financial. Alright, they hate me too much to trade with me. Never mind. Doesn't work. Yeah, it looks like one of our bases was just completely glassed at Antigone. Franklin base, completely obliterated. This was a really, really important rare metal base. I mean, I'm obviously going to try and rebuild it. Antigone has been burnt to the ground, so we're slowly being kicked back down the civilizational ladder once again. Luckily, bad things have not been happening to me quite as much. I mean, they're continuing to bombard my bases and they're continuing to send rather large ships to bombard my bases. But otherwise, we seem to be doing okay. Nigeria has fallen to the alien administration. They currently control 2 billion people, which is genuinely scary. Ooh, Pluto papers. Councillor Cashman Villavencio. So, this isn't a good look for our faction. We'll be exposed. He'll be detained for 4 mission phases, or his loyalty will go down and he'll gain the extorted trait. But I do get 50k, and 50k opens up a lot of options for me. So my guy is detained. What does extorted mean? Would take 100k cash to remove extorted. Well, I mean, this cash will prevent the bleed a little bit. It gives us 2 years of reserves to draw upon. Apparently, I just took control of Pakistan through an event, which is kind of awesome. This is not a bad country to have control of, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. 250 million people. We're going to focus on getting mission control here. We have 2 armies. We could go up to 4 armies pretty comfortably, but I think 2 should be enough. I'm going to try and grow the economy. Our goal is very, very long term. People like Humanity First, their goal is the short term. We have to look to the true future where we cooperate with the aliens. I know it doesn't look like that's really possible right now, owing to the fact that they control 2 billion of Earth's 10 billion people. Looks like a dramatic energy crisis has happened, but I do not have nearly enough resources. Unfortunately, I don't have enough hydrocarbons. Massive GDP loss. God, that's... Another one of my people has been murdered. I've been trying to intentionally weaken myself so I wouldn't be targeted, but it doesn't seem to be working. But I'm going full commando, and that means all my agents are command-based, so that we can do unrest and coups, and just try to bide our time, buy time. Our organization was founded on idealistic foundations, and now we're much more cynical and rebellious. Our goal is to turn Earth into a fortress. We granted independence to Sindh here. We need to break up all these countries into tiny little chunks. We've completely broken up Pakistan into its 4 constituent countries. We've got Waziristan, then the original Pakistan, we've got Balochistan, and we've got Sindh, and we control all 4 of these. My hope is that by breaking these up into smaller constituent countries, I'll be able to exert more total control over the world. First things first, every single one of these countries needs to do is to build an army. My hope is that by building an army in each of them, it'll be easier to keep unrest down. And it'll also make it harder for the aliens to attack us, harder for anyone to attack us. We're essentially going full anarchy, right? We're breaking up the entire world into tiny little micro-states that will have their own autonomous armies, their own autonomous peoples. I don't know if this strategy will work, but I've already tried making giga-unified countries and that backfired on me. If nothing else that came from this series, for me, God, it was just an incredible story up to this point. I do feel that I'm on the precipice of defeat. Let's get to work on liberating the Republic of Manaus as well in Brazil. That'll give us a little bit of control in South America. I need to have control all over the world. I'm building an army here as well. I'm going to be filling every single tile I can with an army to buy me time. People of the free Amazonas have declared independence from Brazil. Perfect. Magnetic plasma confinement is now complete. They're now working on high energy electromagnetic propulsion. There we go. It's a step forward for propulsion potentially. I'm getting a lot of negative events because I'm super underneath my mission control. Right, the servants are getting a little bit too friendly in Iran, so let's do a little coup to reset things. We have become a rebel organization, not really a unifying organization, except in Africa. South Africa, this is our home base. Everywhere else, Godspeed. Good luck. Right, I have a plan. I made Europe, I can break it. I'm going to start boosting my popularity in Europe with a goal of using this guy, Commando Jaban Putra, to start carving off chunks of Europe. Will it work? Absolutely no idea. Genuinely haven't a clue. But goddamn will I do my best. The servers are constantly sabotaging my research, which is annoying. They must have they have someone detected, I think. I need to go to ground with all my agents. I still don't fully understand why I'm continuing to be targeted by actions. It seems way harder to defend than it is to attack. At least for me, whereas it's like everyone is able to attack me like for free and I don't fully understand why. I feel like the mission things need to tell you like, oh, here was their success chance and here's like what you could have done to prevent this action being done against you. I think the game needs to bring the information that you can use to protect yourself into the forefront, like in a very, very big way. So we are getting our nanofactories online now. The alien administration has conquered Egypt. Yikes. Scientist Tong has been murdered. That's okay. That just gives me another character to recruit as a commando. We're going full commando. Oh, Cashman Villavencinio has been murdered by the Initiative. I don't know why the Initiative are murdering me. This makes no fucking sense. Why would they do that? It feels like it feels like they are taking actions that make no sense, in my opinion. Like, why would they target me? I'm not even the strongest guy. Yeah, I'm definitely weaker than the servants. Like, based on how I was treated when I was top dog, when I am no longer top dog, the servants should be getting obliterated. Literally everyone is at war with them, but for some reason, I'm the only person at war with the Initiative. I don't understand. This, it's very, very frustrating. The game needs to explain this because I've been pumping security. I've been doing everything I can, and these people are just murking me. It's like, okay, dude, I get it. Like, you can continue to punch down until I'm dust. Nothing else can be done. Dude, Sudan has been reduced to fucking rubble. God, I really feel like I need to start over. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think, here's what's happening. Okay, I've learned so much about the game and its mechanics that this playthrough, I'm pretty sure it's dead. The problem is I made mistakes 40 hours ago, right? In not us killing the aliens and not understanding the game mechanics well, and also just making poor meta decisions, that I'm not having fun anymore. That's the problem. I've gotten myself into a mess that I don't know how to fix. I know I started this off with crisis management, but I think that's me done. I don't see a way out of this without fixing my previous mistakes. So I'm going to call this Death Let's Play. That's a rip. 20 episodes, 20 videos to get crushed. Can I accept that? No, I can't accept it. I can't accept it. I can't accept surrender. I can't do it. I have to play through. I promised myself I would finish this game. There'll just be a lot less updates. I've pretty much spent the last like 4 years trying to build up East Africa. I don't know how long I've spent forever, dude. And I don't think it's made a difference. Because we constantly have to do coups which like damage the GDP to the tune of billions. And like a single round of funding, what is this, like 4.7 euro? Yeah, we get like 2.5 billion every time we do this. So we set this country back like months and years every time we have to coup it. It's rough. We're losing bases in space everywhere. Okay, all my nanofactory modules just came online. And now we are officially no longer bleeding cash to the level that we were. We are bleeding water. but that's something we might be able to accept. If we get enough boost income, we might be able to offset that. They're working on ultraviolet combat lasers. Excellent. We also have in-situ resource utilization. I mean, at the very least, global tech will continue to increase, right? Even if I'm not directing it. We're now below our mission control limit, so we've been significantly weakened in space. One big problem, though, is we're now not making enough resources to cover our needs. We have a few years before that becomes a problem, though, so we should be fine. How many times have I said that this series? Genuinely. I still don't understand this. I'm very, very clearly not the strongest person in the game, and yet they're still able to, like, obliterate my space control. And Europe is uncrackable for me when they run pure Unity projects. So, I was playing on a little bit to see if I could make something happen. They annexed France. Yeah. Alright. 2.7 billion people. Alright, they did it. What's our chance of increasing unrest here? Still really low. Their cohesion is at least 0. Our space economy is collapsing, by the way, and I'm ignoring it. We're retaking Earth as best as we can. This is now a rebellion. Fuck. The alien administration has declared war on the East African Federation. Let's go full send into the army. And let's get you to retreat to the capital, to hold the capital as long as possible. I've set all of my countries to be into survival mode. What this will do in terms of investment is it will put maximum spending into military spoils and army. This will make it hold longer in the conquest. So a dreadnought is attacking my 2 battleships. I think I just have to opt to engage. I think I lose this. Okay, we took a little bit of damage. We actually got a kill. Amazing. Alright, we survived. Cool. Just goes to show you how strong these 2 battleships are. Like, I can wipe the floor with the alien fleets. I need the economy to support them. If I could be continuously building oh God, if I hadn't built... God, so many mistakes. I could have had this. Now we're in full, like, just defend mode. So 4 Indian armies are seeing off this 1 alien administration army. I kind of set India up for a bit of a conflict here. So hopefully we can keep things going this way. I'm tanking is what I'm doing. I'm sending every possible agent that I have against their xenoflora, and I'm stripping back their xenoflora to nothing. Several of my agents have been targeted for assassinations by the aliens. I've really pissed them off. I am now tanking. And my hope is that humanity first can peel back the aliens enough to where maybe I can make something happen. I need to keep my agents alive. I'm starting to get 8% unrest rolls unmodified on the alien nation. If I can keep building up my agents and reducing the aliens' ability to generally control the world. I've been forced to declare war on the aliens for now. And I'm doing everything I can to slow them down on Earth. And my assumption is killing xenoflora is one of the things that slows them down on Earth. We've got an servant frigate bombing Bratislava, of all places. Why? Sind has been restored, and the insane thing is Sind has been restored with an insane GDP per capita. This is actually huge. This is now a usable nation. Holy shit. I think we can do this. So I'm trading 6,000 metal to get 197 water, which will allow me to... I traded away a bunch of my bases, by the way, to try to scale back my space operations to fly under the radar. This should allow me to come back up to here, where the settlement mining complex will produce quite a lot of water. And this one here that was destroyed, which also produces a decent amount of water. And maybe get back above board at water. I think my build is... Yeah, I think my basic build is something like this. It's like 2 farms, 2 nanofactories, 4 power arrays, 3 of these. I think that comes up to everything. All my bases are smoldering wrecks, but the aliens haven't attacked me in a while because I traded away all my bases, so I'm hoping they're taking on someone else. One really annoying game mechanic, actually, is cooing. So there's a game mechanic where the higher skill counselor acts first, but that means the higher skill counselor doing a coup acts first, and then the enemy does a coup immediately after you, thus stealing the country away from you. Really, really annoying. I feel like there should be like a coup defense. Like if a coup has happened recently, there shouldn't be another coup. I like how there's a conga line of alien warships who have been obliterated by this Shakespeare station. They're just all here, and they've all had their engines blasted off them as they continuously try to blow up this station. But because it has such good layer defense arrays, there's nothing they can do. They get wrecked. Great. It's 2044, by the way, and even the servants are now coming after me. I should win this. Yeah, I took a little bit of damage. These guys are producing resources for me, which is kind of interesting. I don't think there's a point in me fighting the battle manually. These things are better off in auto-resolve. They're basically unkillable fortresses, at least for the foreseeable future. The servants do have nuclear torpedo technology, and you know they're getting away with so much, especially because they control China. It's really, really frustrating. I've read stories about people saying the alien administration will like tend to eventually explode. My one seems to wait until it has its cohesion really, really high, and then it will continue to expand. This is actually a pretty big moment. I just assaulted an alien base and I managed to get a theropod alien corpse, the salamander. Pure muscle and sinew to such an extent that its tail alone could snap a human neck with ease and protected by a hide tougher than any metals. Yet for all its bestial aspect, it was intelligent enough to wield a firearm. The creature is visually frightening to our people. Even as a corpse, it's deeply unsettling to behold. It would be hard to envision a more effective shock trooper than the salamander. The many livid scars which crisscross may suggest do not provoke this. So the salamanders do not perform the role entirely willingly. So we managed to assault an alien base, which I believe also got me even more exotics. Salamander autopsy will be something that we will eventually want to do. But I think trying to take out these alien structures might be good moves. It's really frustrating now that, like, I got to suffer the negative penalty of having not been able to defend really well against sabotage missions. So I lost all of my stuff in Europe to these sabotage missions. But now that it's been patched, I can't like counter it. I can't do it back to them. So it's kind of like I managed to catch like both ends of a really bad swing. Looks like they have finally decided to destroy my battleships in orbit. I will go ahead and auto-resolve that. I think they will die. That's just far too much firepower. Believe it or not, what? I think we just obliterated like half the fleet. Holy shit. Yeah, we did like significant damage to only lose a single battleship. I'm impressed. Well done. 1st of January, 2045. I've basically spent the last year trimming back xenoforming all across the alien territory. I've managed to keep Europe clear. I've cleared out most of Asia, just pushing it back down through Vietnam. America, I don't like to look at this part of the map anymore. But more importantly, the aliens seem to be thinking that these megafauna are their armies, and for some reason they're not conquering Sudan. They seem to be a little bit confused. I don't know what they're doing. They're biding their time, which has given me plenty of time to build up Commando Jaban Putra to command level 25 and security level 20. I'm going to max out his security and try to keep him safe. I'm also going to go ahead and continue to develop him. I'm currently raising unrest in Russia. I'm trying to make more little tiny breakaway states. If I could make a couple of small little breakaway states like I have with Kazakhstan, this gives me potential. A huge thing has actually happened. A coup happened in India, which kind of makes me curious. Could I run my own coup in India? And I think I could. Now, why can I do that? So we've got at least elite dissatisfaction, national unrest, and popular support. If I took control of India, this might be the turnaround. India has about 1.65 billion people in it. It also has 6 armies. That's huge. I managed to build 2 armies in East African Federation that has about 600 million people in it. Those 2 armies and the fact that the aliens haven't been attacking is making me feel a little bit safe to where I feel like I could maybe build this country up. I need to get it to about, hold on, I have the graphic here. Yeah, I think it's about, we just need to get the GDP up slightly. What I might start doing is trying to boost knowledge so that it's less totalitarian. And I think pretty sure higher knowledge levels also has some pretty big good effects long term. The big thing is I've stabilized my space economy, mostly off the back of a massive reserve of metals. And I also have started to build new ships in orbit of Mercury. To be fair, it's a Hope V2 battleship. It's nowhere near as good as the Hope class battleship. In all honesty, it's stripped down armor, it has less fuel, and so on and so forth, but it does use alien technology. I've been able to score a lot of kills with my battleships on alien ships, and especially on the servants, and apparently they give you a lot of money. So I'm hoping that I can build like 3 of them around Mercury to act as my defense fleet around Mercury, and then I can maybe create a fleet to come assault Luna, and then use Luna as a base to retake Earth. That's not very good, Luna. Alternatively, we could go to Mars, but that would be a lot more boost. I don't know. We're going to see. Need to consolidate, need to expand. Okay, this is a huge moment. I managed to coup India. It's not going to win me the game. God damn it. My coup was more effective and their coup went off second. Okay, I managed to launch a ship around Mercury. I'm in control of India, most of it. The servants have 1 pip. I lost control of East Africa, but honestly, it's Probably better in the hands of the Humanity First. They decide to defend there. I think my long-term goal is to just hold on to India as long as possible. No, look at this. Humanity, I've broken the AI. I've broken them. I'm on 80. I've gone all the way back down to 80 mission control. I handed away all my space holdings. I've stopped doing missions against the AI. Just at a certain point now, they just hate me. Like, and this threat meter is just, it's incorrect. It has not changed since March 2031. Every time I get even the slightest little bit of a foothold, anything I do, I'm actually hindering humanity because the AI is targeting me so hard. Any little thing that I do sets them off. Any tiny thing that I do sets them off. Like taking over India. Okay, like I am objectively not the strongest faction anymore. And yet, also bonus thing in the screen below, if you hold down Shift, it switches all of the screens at the same time. Like, look, Humanity First is very clearly stronger than me in almost every category. Project Exodus, way stronger than me. And yet I'm being targeted by every faction. They're not targeting the initiative. They're not targeting Project Exodus. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't get why. I don't get how they're able to just take my points for free 100% of the time when Humanity First sat on India for like a year. Not years, sorry. Humanity First sat on India for 5 years. This is how long I've been fighting a guerrilla war. I think this is where I'm broken. I was committed to sit here and try to grind out this win, but it's just not fun anymore. Yeah, I'm done with this playthrough. This is too many mistakes were made, so we're going to go ahead and start a new one, baby.